effect of becoming more busy is just sleep becomes a second-class citizen. In the next 3 videos, I'm going to talk a bit about the 3 parts of health and longevity that really act as the foundation for all of this. So in this video, we're going to cover sleep and its importance. In the next video, we'll take a little look at the importance of exercise, and then finally, we'll look at diet. But why in this order? Sleep is number 1 because it's so difficult to get right. It's a challenge because the more attention that you put on sleep, the more it can become an anxiety-inducing activity, which is completely counterproductive. The thing is, it's something that you want to chase, but not too hard. In my journey to getting a good night's sleep, I found that it's all about space. What I mean by space is having room at the end of your day to wind down, to tell your body that it's okay, now's the time for rest. It's about space where you create a good environment in the home, in the room, things that are clear of distractions and things that capture your attention. I'd like to start by exploring a bit of my own motivations for getting a good night's sleep. It may be useful if you're feeling like you're at an intersection, looking down a road called, people say sleep good, I should be good. And then on the other road, if I can manage to get less sleep, I can enjoy life more completely or move closer to my goals faster. My short-term view was the more shifts I work, the more money I can save and thus increase my well-being. My short-term view was of the more time I put into studying and side projects, the more likely it would be for me to succeed. In many ways, for a long time, I was this type of person, longing for action, not considering alternative opportunities for growth. The context of people's lives really matter, and I don't want to undermine people's situation by promoting with ignorance that this is achievable right now for anyone, since of course at the limit this can be nearly impossible. But of course, in the majority of cases, better sleep is possible. Being well rested leads to better decision making, more emotional control, and less impulsivity. I want to walk through 3 of the important processes that take place during sleep to help support its importance. Number 1, clearing gunk from the brain. During sleep, particularly deep sleep, the brain undergoes a process called glymphatic clearance. The glymphatic system is the brain's waste disposal system. When we're awake, the brain is busy processing information, and this generates a lot of metabolic waste. During sleep, cerebral spinal fluid flows more efficiently through the brain, helping the brain flush out toxins, which is essentially waste products associated with brain activity. These waste products are implicated in neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, so efficient clearance is crucial for brain health. This process essentially clears the brain, supporting cognitive function and reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. So in summary, we can kind of think of this as the brain having many waste disposal trucks that drive around the networks of your brain and collect all of the rubbish that's built up throughout the day. Getting a poor night's sleep is kind of like when you've seen videos of cities where the local waste disposal team goes on strike. Trash is everywhere, sidewalks are cluttered, and rotting waste that can lead to the spread of diseases is everywhere. Okay, number 2, let's talk about natural killer cells. Also called NK cells are a part of the immune system that helps support and destroy abnormal cells, such as those that can develop into cancer. When we have enough quality sleep, our NK cells remain active and effective in identifying and eliminating cells that might become cancerous. On the other hand, sleep deprivation can suppress the function of NK cells, reducing their effectiveness and thereby increasing the risk of cancer development. Maintaining healthy sleep patterns is thus crucial for supporting the body's natural defense against cancer. Okay, so number 3, last but certainly not least, data management. During sleep, the brain undergoes a complex process called data transfer. Essentially, it's a consolidation of memories, processing emotions, and optimizing learning. During what's called slow wave sleep, the hippocampus, which temporarily stores new experiences, communicate with the neocortex, transferring important information into long-term storage, a process called memory consolidation. During the later stages, particularly during REM sleep, the brain replays and integrates the information, linking it to existing memories, which are crucial for creativity, problem solving, and emotional processing. Another critical aspect of sleep is called synaptic pruning and strengthening. The brain evaluates synaptic connections, pruning away redundant or weak ones and strengthening important connections through long-term potentiation. This process helps improve the efficiency of the brain's network, retaining only the most relevant information. Specific brainwaves facilitate these activities by coordinating communication between different parts of the brain, ensuring effective data transfer and memory consolidation. These three processes provide both long-term and short-term benefits. Clearing the gunk gives us cognitive clarity and ability through having a clear glymphatic system. Natural killer cells are building your body's ability to fight potentially cancerous cells, and data management gives us sharper recall of long and short-term memory. Okay, great. Now that's some real motivation for why we want to work on our sleep. It's fair to say that it's the most important thing we do in a day as a mammal. If you're already into health and longevity, you would have heard a colorful array of supplements to help optimize your sleep. Now, these are important if you really want to get to the next level, but there is so much good work that can be done without these. You can work on sleep for free. It just requires making it a true priority and setting boundaries for yourself. I want to share with you the 3 things that I did, which gave me the highest leverage to moving me towards a pro sleeper. Number 1, caffeine intake. Like most Australians, caffeine is my most regular drug of choice. I love drinking tea and coffee. But as we know, caffeine affects people differently due to genetic variations that influence how effectively they can metabolize it. This means that caffeine stays in the system for longer, often leading to increased sensitivity and heightened side effects like jitteriness, anxiety, or sleep disturbances. Before I really started to take sleep seriously, I'd have 2 coffees and a caffeinated pre-workout every day. I'd have 1 coffee to start the day, a second to get over that 3 p.m. slump, and then after work, at about 6 p.m., I'd have an astonishing 200 plus milligrams to put me in the mood to push through a workout. To make real change, I first pulled back the coffees to always before midday. Okay, great, but since we know about the coffee half-life, this didn't mean too much once I pumped it up again with my pre-workout supplement. In an ideal case, I would just pull my workouts earlier in the day, but at the time I was cutting fat, and for lifting weights in the morning, I just didn't have enough carbohydrates to push me through a workout. Okay, so for the time being, the gym session had to stay in the same place. This meant that the total caffeine I consumed in the day had to come down, and I had to stop using caffeine as early in the day as possible. I switched out the caffeinated pre-workout for non-stimulating pre-workout. This was really hard since it was such a big part of getting myself excited for working out. Luckily, and I think this is purely due to habit, I now prefer non-caffeinated pre-workout since it means I can enjoy coffee in the morning without feeling too wired for my evening workouts. Interestingly, but sort of obviously, once I started to get more consistent good sleep, when it came time to work out at the end of the day, I wasn't exhausted and didn't look for external motivation to push me through the workout. I was ready, rested, and eager to work out when the time came. Number 2, cementing circadian rhythms. I use the 10,000 lux lamp, which can be an effective way to regulate your circadian rhythms and improve the overall sleep quality. Our circadian rhythms is influenced by light exposure, and modern lifestyles often involve spending too much time indoors, away from natural sunlight. The 10K lux lamp provides the bright light needed to stimulate natural sunlight, especially in the morning. This helps to signal to your body that it's time to be awake and alert. This was particularly beneficial when I had to wake up in darker hours and stay indoors immediately after waking. This consistent use helped me maintain a healthy sleep-wake cycle. It boosted my mood and increased my energy levels throughout the day. Number 3, using a sleep mask to avoid light exposure and to use it as a routine to tell yourself that it's time to go to sleep. Regardless of your circumstances, incorporating a sleep mask into your nightly routine can signal to your body that it's time to sleep, even when environmental factors aren't ideal. This simple yet effective habit can make a significant difference in the quality of sleep, helping to promote relaxation, improve sleep duration, and support overall health. Now, We'll definitely get to supplementation, but it's probably better covered in another video. To get this sleep thing right, I had to make so many changes. I think Brian Johnson summarizes it well when he says that sleep is the most important thing we do every day. But however sacred it is to our health, people still participate in activities that are not conducive with a quality sleep. At the moment, my goal is to get 30 days with 100% Whoop sleep score. This is one of the hardest challenges that I've faced. If I was to offer one more piece of advice, that would be to learn how to communicate to others that sleep is important to you in a way that you're comfortable with. I think one of the reasons why people tend to neglect sleep is because some of us are genetically able to perform quite well under minimal sleep. What I think is unclear to some of those folks is the long-term detriment it can have to your body. Education about how your body works is highly valuable. It helps to understand how complicated the system that your consciousness lives in is. I encourage all of you to remember back to a time where you had a great quality sleep and how good you felt and how you were able to seemingly tackle any problem that came your way. In the next video, we're going to have a look at how important exercise is from a longevity perspective. We covered sleep first because it is the foundation for getting exercise and diet right. Because when you have better sleep, you can make better decisions and have a bit more discipline to make sure you assert these habits in your life. Thanks so much for learning a little bit about sleep, and I hope that you have a great sleep tonight.